So today I am starting the early pumpkins. I have to do it inside, obviously, because we still could get another couple feet of snow. The first year Beck was home, we had a snowstorm where we had 18 inches or 2 feet the first weekend of May, and so we still could get snow. So we still have a while yet before we can plant outside. So I'm going to start pumpkins inside today, the early pumpkins and then the naked seeded pumpkins. So that is on the plan. We also have baseball practice, and let's see, Sydney has a play at school tonight, so we have that going on. But we are running into a delay with our high tunnel, and I just have to be patient. I need to come up with something for all those plants that I have inside and all of our vegetables. We were planning on doing vegetables. I wanted to get enough beans for our entire family for this year. That was just kind of a good small goal. So I bought tons of bean seeds, and so I need to figure out something else. So I'm going to show you what I'm thinking of right now. I still don't know. I'm just winging it at this point because we're running so far behind. I don't have a clue where to start. So we're just going to do this. So we have this really cool trellis here that I bought a few years ago. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant most of our beans, or maybe our peas, I'm not quite sure, on that, and have them go up the sides. I'll give you a little closer view here so you can see what's going on. So we're going to do some of that, and then I'm going to measure for to see how big the pots are that fit inside of it. Owen is putting up goat fencing since he is home today. So we're trying to get some stuff done so that things are going a little smoother here. Okay, so this is the trellis. And actually last year we put nothing in it, but it's got these 3 planters, and then there's a planter on the bottom. So I'm thinking I can utilize this. So I'm trying to think of some ways. Thinking maybe vegetables down there, or not vegetables. Thinking maybe flowers down there that the chickens won't get into. So maybe marigolds or something like that, or anything that if the chickens do get into, I'm not gonna have to worry about. And then up here, possibly peas or beans. And then, so this is our temporary sidewalk until we figure out what we're doing for the sidewalk. And so I'm wondering if I could move this down to the end, and then I could do a few cattle panel trellises or a few raised beds here, there. So let's envision the big trellis right at the end there, and then some raised beds here, and then maybe some cattle panel trellises. That's what I'm thinking right now, but I want to measure these so I can buy some grow bags to fit in them, and I want to make sure that they're the right size. So we're looking at 11.5 by, I'm guessing 11.5 by 12. 11.5 by 12 times 6. There's 3 on each side. And then down here is 12 by 35. 12 by 35. Okay. I'm thinking I'm gonna buy, I need to make sure the measurements are accurate. Let's see. I have a little garbage pail going here on the porch. And that is, I think, 2 gallons. Possibly 3. So the grow bags will be more flexible though, so I could probably size up. So I'm gonna size up, maybe get 5 gallon. I have to look at the dimensions online, see what I'm getting. And then I saw some that were big, so I'm thinking of getting a few of the big ones. And then we still have the garden over there that we'll utilize as well. I just have to rework it all and figure out what's going on where. Okay, so I'm back inside and now looking at different grow bags and trying to price them out and seeing what I can get the best bang for my buck in, because we are on a very tight budget. We'll have about almost $10,000 into this high tunnel, and so for me to have to spend another couple $100s to get our seedlings in and to get vegetables this year is kind of a disappointment. We already have so much money into it. It should be pretty cut and dried. So I need to get this figured out and as cheap as possible. And I like to try to avoid Amazon as much as possible. I am a small business owner. I want to support other small business owners. So I am looking right now on Bootstrap Farmer, and they have this awesome grow bag size chart. And I had seen somewhere, I think it was on Amazon, that Bootstrap Farmer, I wonder if I have the tab up here. Yep, here we go. Bootstrap Farmer has these 100-gallon grow bags, and they are 4 foot 16 or 4.16 feet in diameter and 12 inches deep. So I was kind of thinking of getting, they're 100 gallons. I was kind of thinking of getting a few of those. 3 for $69.99, but I don't see them on their website. So, oh, here we go. Perfect. There we go. So I was thinking of getting a few of those and then some in this size, which is different tab. See, I'm getting off on a little rabbit trail there with greenhouse stuff. So the measurements on those were 11.5 by 12-ish, somewhere in there. But since it's square and these are round, I want a little bit bigger so that I can maybe get out to the edges. So I think I want, that's the height. So the diameter would be 13. The height would be 12. I didn't even look at the height. Shoot. So either want the 5 or the 7 gallon. But this helps. This helps. I think I'm going to go with the 7 gallon. So I need at least 6 of those. So now I need to go and I need to count my plants and see what's going on and what I'm going to keep, what I'm going to give away, what I'm going to sell. And then I can decide what I need to buy. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I am taking and I'm writing on all the tags what type of seed it is. And we're more careful with this because we are selling these, so we obviously want to be accurate. And so what we do is we write the name, and then we write today's date. And this is my first time using bigger sticks, so this actually might work out a lot better than it usually does. Usually I put part on one side and part on the other. And then we write how many days, which these are all 115 days. So then I already have it calculated in my calendar, so then these should be pretty close to harvest on August 22nd, which is perfect. So we're gonna do August 22nd in bigger letters because that's the main date that we're looking for. And so then we'll do these for all of the plants that we have. And then on the back, I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do because usually I have to write the date that it's ready on the back. So I'll just think about that, I guess, for a bit while I'm writing these other ones. plant these outside, we will actually put these in the ground with each plant so that we can keep track of them out there. This will definitely help, especially if we end up with a few stragglers here and there. So that'll make a big difference. I did order yellow of these, hoping that they'd be easier to see in the midst of all the green as well. So hopefully that will simplify things a little more than what we had from last year. Okay, so I have these finished. So now I am ready to take the sticks and the seeds and go plant. Each one of these will go in one of the seed pods with the seed. It says 5 per hill, and then you thin down to 2 to 3 per hill. I have not needed to do that. Last year I planted with the Connecticut Field pumpkins. I planted 2 to 3 per hill, and every single one germinated. So I'm not too concerned. So I'm just gonna start a seed in each seed pod, and then what germinates. If something doesn't germinate, I can always replant it again. So this is just the early crop, so it's not that big of a concern right now. So these are ready to plant. And there we go. We got the first 15 plants or pumpkin seeds planted for the season. We have another 35 more to go. And then in about 5 days or so, we'll do another batch of about 50. And then in another 5 days, we'll do another batch of 50. 5 days after that, another batch of 50. And then after that, we should be able to start planting outside. So then these guys would be transplanted outside, and then we'll plant the seeds, the remainder of the seeds, directly in the ground. And then that'll give us pumpkins from August 22nd till the end of the season, which is Halloween, October 31st. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good day. We'll see you next time.